What's up, everybody? It's Roland here. We talking about sports, and we're back with another edition of the Big Board. It's our number 3 quarterback. I'm joined here by Ben and Justin, and we're here to talk about another SEC quarterback. We talked about Bryce Young last week, and we're coming here with Will Levis. He's the quarterback out of Kentucky. He is our 3rd-ranked quarterback on the Big Board. Notable stats for him in 2022: 19 pass touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In 2022, not the gaudy stats that Bryce Young and CJ Stroud had. 2,400 passing yards in 2022 for a career of almost like 5,900 passing yards. His strengths obviously are his physical traits. He has the arm, which you see here highlighted on a couple of the throws, and he might be one of the more pro-ready quarterbacks when you talk about all the measurables he brings to the table, when you talk about his physical traits and the arm strength. Some notable things about him: decision-making, maybe not the best, locks onto a guy. And the pro comp that I have for him before I throw it to you guys and let you give me the takes, he can be a little bit of Josh Allen or he can be a little bit of Jake Locker. I don't know where you guys fall on this, but I see he's a guy that can end up on either side of the spectrum. What do you guys think?
I'm in the middle there, Roland. I'm in the middle right there. I know where I have him, and it's a guy that's in the middle of those two guys. And I'll probably go and say it once it's my turn. That's where I'm at, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I won't waste any time. I mean, we're looking at a Jake Locker type of guy here. I know that he played at Kentucky. He played in the SEC. And besides the measurables that Roland was talking about, that prototypical quarterback height, that big, strong arm, hence those comparisons to Josh Allen, I just think that it's the SEC height, playing a toll in this one. The number 3 QB prospect, we might be talking about maybe a fall off, kind of like when we talked about that John Morant and Zion draft, where after those two, there was a drop. I think that's what we're seeing here with these 2 QBs. I know you all already talked about Stroud and Young, but with Levis, I just think that it's a big drop-off. I'm not really a fan of the guy. Roland read the stats: 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Last year, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 2 years at Kentucky after he transferred from Penn State. Wasn't really the starter at Penn State. But, guys, I'm not really impressed. I mean, he played in a system that was a run-first offense. He wasn't always in the best passing down situations, 3rd and longs. I get the comparison to Josh Allen, just based off of the underratedness, even coming out of college, coming out of Wyoming for Josh Allen. But this is SEC, and guys, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to call anybody a bust, but I'm going to say Will Levis is going to be a bust.
Okay.
I was on mute there, but I was saying you're on the Jake Locker side of the spectrum. And Justin, you said you're somewhere in the middle. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I'm in the middle. Let me start with I see him more as a Jameis Winston. I see him right in the middle there. A little bit of Josh Allen as far as the mobility and a little bit as far as arm talent like Jake Locker. So in the middle, put me at Jameis Winston. This is a guy heading into the season that was ranked 3rd on the big boards heading into the season, and he finished 3rd in the big boards. Consistency. He didn't have drop off in the college year this year. He stayed right where he was at, so he deserves to be ranked number 3rd for this big board. A guy with serious arm strength. He can make all the throws. He got lots of power. He makes those fastball throws into tight windows as we see in these highlights, and he's athletic. The dude plays hurt. He'll play through that. You don't have to worry about that. The weaknesses, why I have him compared to Jameis Winston, he does let the ball turn over a little too much, and he takes some bad sacks. I will give him that. But, man, this is a kid that was consistent. Into the year, he was 3rd-ranked best. He stays 3rd-ranked best. You got that's what you're asking for when you're drafting in the top 10, for quarterbacks. You want a guy that was consistent. I'd rather take a shot with him over a shot with some of these other guys who are more raw, Anthony Richardson, and some of these other talents that are coming behind Will Levis. So Will Levis at 3 is perfect for me.
Yeah, and I actually agree with a lot of what both of you guys said. And I know you said that you're in the middle on him, Justin, and Ben, you're saying you're more in the Jake Locker, like you don't think he's going to last in the league side. And I if I were to put like gun to my head where I think he would end up, I'm thinking he's going to be more on the Jake Locker side. I like all of the physical attributes. All of the highlights that we have here are highlighting the fact that he can pretty much make every throw that you're going to ask him to make at the NFL level. The thing with me is the stuff that Justin highlighted and Ben also. He locks onto receivers. He takes some bad sacks. That's either, he's a guy that's not afraid to stand in the pocket, or he just has bad pocket presence and he can't feel the blitz, which there are some highlights in the same very game where there's some blitzes that he doesn't even see and it's right in front of him. So there's definitely some things to worry about. And when you're drafting at the top, it does get a little worrisome. You're obviously not going to pass on him if you need a quarterback and you're drafting that high. You're going to have to take him just based on where the draft is right now and what you're doing at the top. But I just really hope that the mental side of the game comes, because in the NFL, jumping from the SEC, the best conference in football, or in the best conference in college football rather, that physical advantage that he had dwindles at the next level, if not goes completely away. So hopefully the mental side of it comes for him and he's able to put everything together, or else I don't think he'll last either. I'm on Ben's side of things here.
Yeah, this is a guy that when you draft, you probably want to draft and stash for a year or two before you put him out on the field. He's not going to be pro ready right away at the third spot. I think that's where you get 1 and 2 from. Those guys are going to be pro ready right away. Third spot, you probably draft and stash a little bit.
That's the thing, though, Justin. He's probably going to get drafted by a team that's going to need him to play immediately, and it makes the learning curve that much more difficult having, to go from day one when, like Roland said, he might be the most ready because of the offense that he was in and his size, but mentally, you see he's turning the ball over in college, double-digit interception both years. In the pros, those windows only get tighter and the defensive players only get faster. My prediction, I have him going to the Colts, and it's just, he's got a good running back, but it's not the prettiest situation. So we'll see, man.
We'll see. Definitely one of the more interesting prospects. That's why I'm glad that we had Justin and Ben on here, because there's a lot of takes on Will Levis. A lot of people have different opinions on these guys, and that's why we're here to talk about it. That's it for quarterback number 3, unless my counterparts here have some parting shots.
No, I'm good. I like that. I like what Ben said. I like what you said.
Guys, can we just end it on any shot come combine time? He's probably going to be the QB that puts up the most freakish numbers. Any shot that we hear him break into the top 2 QBs?
I think there's another guy that will have a better shot at breaking up with bigger numbers coming along. Anthony Richardson.
A little foreshadowing to the number 4 quarterback that we're going to be talking about sooner there, Justin. But I agree, Ben. I think he's going to be that prospect. We talked about it. He has the size of measurables. He's going to have a good pro day. He's going to hit every throw, hopefully. So I think he could jump into the top 2 for sure. Maybe number 1. We'll see.
Zach Wilson hype after the combine, something like that, man.
Yeah, he's going to make a crazy throw that's going to get on Twitter and everyone's going to, retweet it. So that's the draft machine. That's what we're here to talk about. And like we said, we're here talking about the quarterbacks. We got 2 more to talk about. Then we'll probably shift over to running backs and receivers. But that's it for quarterback number 3. And that's We Talking About Sports. We're out.
Peace.